Sorry, that was a misreading that I didn't think I would have to clarify. Do any of you know about tribbing? If you don't worry about it. It's a really weird subculture of people where they tribute stuff. It's a bit like praying to the gods. It's a bit like praying to the gods, at least their gods. Welcome everyone to today's stream. As I said before, today was supposed to start earlier. Sorry, groceries took a while. And we're going to be playing some mostly idle games today. I've also got a playlist for every single stream day, insofar as I tried to match the theme of what the stream would be. But some days I just wanted to show you really cool songs that I found. The problem, and this is something that I hate about life, there's not enough time. If I could stream for 16 hours, I think I would. Because there's something genuinely interesting about the fact that I have so many things to share. But the problem is that if I don't pace myself, the streams end sooner than you would think. Like, there's only a certain amount of ideas that spring forth from the mind spring of my mind, and once you run out of them, there's nothing left to do. And so I at some point, if I run out of ideas to stream, I'm just gonna be on stream staring at the screen doing nothing, and I don't want to get there because that sounds boring. But for now, we have more things to look at, and in fact, I have something very funny to show you. Have any of you ever heard about or like had to deal with somebody who's been an asshole to you in like a public place, mostly like a GitHub repository? I've always wondered this. I've had to deal with this a couple of times because I actually used to maintain some open source things. I won't tell what they are because the thing about being a maintainer for an open source thing is it's probably the easiest way to dox someone, because you nerd snipe somebody who's really into taking care of things, and you realize that, oh, wait a minute, every single open source project has like maybe one or two maintainers. Like, I'm pretty sure FFmpeg has how many maintainers? FFmpeg, mirror of git.ffmpeg, they have their own. Oh my god, it's an anime girl. No, bring me back to the anime girl. What? Bring me back to the anime girl. How do I get back to the anime girl? Yeah, there was an anime girl. No. Where's the anime girl? No. No, she was real. She was real. FFmpeg anime girl. FFmpeg anime girl. No, fuck. Anime girl capture. Where's the capture page? Does anybody know how to like trigger a capture consistently? Does anybody know how to do this to trigger a capture consistently? Because for a moment, there was an anime girl with a little, like a telescope or like a microscope thing, who was just looking at me saying, I gotta make sure that you're real. And I felt happy. Tor. Well, okay, something that doesn't put me in the same realm as like drug dealers and like organ sellers and like, you know, child like people. Like, you get what I mean? Like, I don't wanna be in the same realm as them. Connect to a VPN really quick usually triggers captures. By the way, if you go on Tor, you can trigger any capture screen that you want. If you're a site developer and you make a cool screen like that, you should just make it available for people to look at. Like, I just want to look at your stuff. Why am I not allowed to look at your capture that has a cool anime girl? Anyways, if you look at the list of maintainers, right? Let's say short log. How do I go for the long log? There's only like you can see some names keep popping up, and these are probably the main maintainers, and then you have other people who don't really pop up, and these are probably like the random people who are committing things, right? Like Jiasheng Jian, probably just a random person who's committing something for like one particular use case. But then like Timo here, this guy is probably this person's probably one of the main people on the project who's keeping basically the entire video industry alive. It's Sonic music, yay! You're lucky I don't ban you. You're lucky I don't fucking ban you. Wait, can I view the diff in here? Oh, I can. So this thing, you know, just a small one. This one is like maintainers, add myself. This is narcissism. This has to be a form of narcissism, is it not? A maintainers, add myself. You can just do that. Oh, but somebody has to sign off on it. I see. But look at this. They signed off on their own commit where they add themselves as a maintainer. That's actually that's funny. But yeah, this is what I mean. Like, there's not that many maintainers. 404 can't find file. What do you mean? Whoa. What? There's actually not that many maintainers for a project like this, because there's only, you know, a handful of people when you consider how long a project like FFmpeg has been on, right? So if you wanna if you want to dock somebody and you know that they program, just get them, just nerd site them to talk about their open source projects. What the maintainers add myself is actually just themselves reminding themselves to add themselves as a maintainer. That's a good one. In which case, I would recommend that they use org mode to organize all their to dos instead of putting it into a public commit. Actually, you know what's crazy about this? There has to be a better system, right? Because like I do that too sometimes as a reminder. Like I'll write a very large commit message that's like a work in progress commit message, and I'll eventually squash the whole thing when I make like a real release branch. But there's so much fluff in there that is only really relevant to me in the process that I don't know if I should keep it there or somewhere else. There has to be a better way to organize your information and your to-dos. Because I ran into this problem, and I asked about it inside the Discord channel of like, let's say you work on multiple projects, and they each have their own state of things that you have to do, but you can't keep track of them all. There needs to be some tool that collates all of that, programmatically. It's just a grep for any phrase that like starts with the word to do, right? And then you just use that to help you prioritize what you want to do. Or maybe the reason why it hasn't been built is because, and I had this thought last night, if I'm going to build this tool, and I was thinking to myself last night, I'm going to track everything that I do down to the minute by, using timers and stuff. But then I realized, what's the point? Because am I really living at that point? Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, if you are the open source maintainer of something and somebody comes in and like me and is an asshole to you, I think you should learn from whatever this person is doing. So I found this last night. Apparently this has been a long standing thing that's been happening for years. The principal person or like just like the person who seems to be either the face or the core of this thing called OpenCart, which is, as far as I know, like a thing that is used everywhere. It's a free shopping cart system. It's an open source PHP-based online e-commerce solution that apparently had to deal with AWS at some point. So, and people use this. Like, there's actually like real people who actually use this for a lot, and it does like a bunch of things like payment gateways and stuff. And it's actually very useful. The maintainer is a very interesting person. So one, there's this interesting bug report that's like, oh, somebody can get access to it if they're if they become an admin in some particular way. And then the person this is not the person who made the thing, but this is one of the people who commented. This is the person who made the thing. Normal end users aren't admins, but anyone using session fixations / hijacking can steal an admin's account, then do this. With the amount of live installations that OpenCart has, actual exploits in the wild is merely a numbers game at this point, and banned. And banned. Just immediately, they were like, fuck you, and banned. I'm going to put some additional checks on this, but it seems not really a hack since you need access to the admin and permission to change the storage folder. Just another clown getting boarded of these clowns, ! And then it just gets even better. As you said, needs permission. So this is like a word game of what if no permission? What if user token was given away? Or what if you could see the database cook tokens, etc. This username and this username, by the way, if you look at the list of people who are here, okay? Mips171 used to be here. I'm assuming that their name now is Ghost because the account was I'm assuming that they deleted their account and then this thing took over. And he just tells them to fuck off. This is like a multi-million-dollar thing, and then he's just like, fuck off. You were taking for granted that end users in the admin area are all admins. Are I not into what ifs? You have posted something that requires access permissions. The fucking demo is there. I don't see people accessing anything that they shouldn't. You don't listen. You have proved nothing. I'm gonna say this. I worked in PHP for many, many years. I still work in PHP because a lot of the world is actually based off of PHP. You would be very surprised at how little of the world doesn't run on PHP. It's just sort of the reality that PHP is one of those languages that spawned in the same way that JavaScript did, where it was one of the only options at the time that wasn't terrible. It's like you could use something else, but if you wanted something server-side that was very easy to maintain and run and like hook into something that was already available just by default in some of the earliest free options, because Nginx back then was very easy to get access to, you would just have this and you would just use it and it would just work, right? So a lot of the world is in PHP. every single PHP developer that I know is this brand of fucked up. There's something funny about who they are as people, right? But it's not that they're like messed up people, as in they're bad people. It's just a reality that like they've been around the block for so long that nothing surprises them anymore, and they grew up in a time where, you know, we had to text in very short form in order to save data on like SMS and stuff. So it's a very different lifestyle. But it is funny to know that it feels like every single person who is in PHP is basically like this. PHP ruined them. No, so my theory is that they ruined PHP. My theory is that they ruined PHP. PHP is being held to, let me just give you like a, we're going to PHP and we're gonna look at what's new, okay? Do you see all these really cool features like property hooks, which is, I mean, basically getters and like setters, right? You see these really cool things like asymmetric visibility and HTML5 support. Wait, what? HTML5 supports? What? Wasn't HTML5? HTML5 is the markup language used for structuring and thing. Was first released in 2008. When was this? When was this release? When was this a release? RFC. When was this release? It's this month. What happened? What? What? New DOM API includes standard compliance support for parsing HTML5 documents, fixing several long-standing. Jesus Christ! I mean, to be fair, HTML. I mean, most web standards are a bit too large, but yeah, this is kind of funny. But yeah, all of this that you see is usually driven by a handful of people. I'm not even kidding you. There is like a handful of people who are genuinely working on this and trying to make it better, right? My theory is that the people who are crazy that also work in PHP ruin PHP because they were crazy by default. Because PHP, for some reason, attracts a certain type of person where they're insane. I don't want to click on this person's Telegram or something. Commits. These handful of people also work very, very hard on it because they do a lot of really cool features, and they also work on a bunch of various like cross projects. Like, if you so this is like weird. This is like weird inside the info, but if you use PHP, you're probably also using this. Most places now are just using Laravel, and they're mostly using this to build the rest of what they need on top of this, because you wouldn't want to do it raw. But if you want to do it raw, you can actually use this instead, which is, so Laravel is built on top of Symfony, which is, and this is all PHP, and this is just basically, it's like a full all-in-one stack for you to build stuff with. So you can do everything from host your server-side website. You can even do fancy things like, I'm pretty sure you can even do things like the React style hydration, but I forget the old term for it, within this as well. Has a lot of different plugins for various different use cases. Comes with a fully featured development in environment, which runs in a VM. There's a lot of really cool things about it, but basically the people who work on this also work on PHP, and like it's all one large ecosystem that's held up by like a handful of people, right? So my theory is that the people who do want to make it better are here. The people who don't want to make it necessarily better, but just want to carve out their own space, which is good to them. They're trying to make a living, right? I'm not hating on them, or the people that I've worked with who typically sound like this person. I'm not kidding you. My old boss was an old PHP head, and he sounded like this. He typed like this. He would hire security contractors. He would come to me and he would ask me, is any of this actually reasonable? And, you know, I would do the analysis and I'd be like, not really. I mean, you would need some level of like access to someone's machine to do it. And so it's not really an exploit. It's like we have bigger issues if it gets to that point. So you could lower the thing. But at the same time, I don't know about the health standards, because that's like, you know, like I don't know about any like standards in the world, and it's up to him to figure out what is the business requirement bridge. He would take my words and use it as ammunition. He would literally, I've seen him say "fuck you" to like people that he's hired as like contractors, and I'm like, they didn't say anything wrong. They're doing the job that you paid them for. Why are you saying "fuck you" to them? And he's like, because they're intruding on our time. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, it's okay, calm down, Jesus. But anyways, this is the guy who is also a sexist, so we'll be replying to it shortly. This is a reply to the Register, which is a website that wrote about this whole thing. And he look at this. The register seems to suffer for what many in the media do, which are lazy reporters. The register has not done its own research or even asked questions about what's being claimed. He who makes the claim carries the burden of proof. Should the question not have been asked if the hacker has access to the admin and permissions to modify the security, then is it really a hack? This is a great philosophical question that absolves you of so many different things. Okay. And I can tell that this person has had to deal with standards compliance in some way or another. Because in standards compliance, it's a game of not complying to the standards. I know this sounds weird and it sounds counterintuitive. In standards compliance, you're trying to get out of complying with the standards because that costs time and money. And so you're trying to find any little loophole that absolves you of the responsibility of, like caring about people's privacy. Like, who gives a fuck about your privacy, right? When you say that if they have access, it's game over, so what does it matter? That's you saying, I'm being standards compliant, but up until that point, that's on God. Like, literally, a lot of standards, they get to that point, and then they say, everything beyond this is, like, on God. Like, there is no way for you to stop this. It's too late, and it's not your fault. And I'm like, I feel like there has to be some level of responsibility, because it's like, if they get to this point, it is a hack, because for them to get to the point of getting admin and permissions to modify security, it's probably a hack that they got there and theoretically in some way, right? However, he's also making the argument that what is the practical effect? Does this actually happen? But yeah, it's just, there's something funny about this. Anyway, same to CVS report. They don't check what's being reported is actually a vulnerability. I want to look to this guy's site because he's a con man trying to get recognition for his fantasy. I don't even want to have to. I don't even want to have to reply to this nonsense because I'm actually busy doing work. Do exclamation marks. If you're an open source maintainer of anything, do this. Try this. Okay, try this. And he just keeps going on and on. All he did was fix a bug. It says click button to move. Another big point. What do you want me to do about it? Do I go around demanding people praise me and exaggerating everything to get my name in the papers? It's fucking sad. As I said in the past, they're clowns. I love this person. I actually love this person. Because on the one hand, I feel like you probably shouldn't do that. On the other hand, there's a lot of clowns out there that you kind of need to, yell at to get them to like stop, right? And I think it's worth it for you to yell at somebody at least a couple times just so that they know, in order to stop them from being like dickheads. Especially because like if you're one of two people maintaining this thing, then there's not like it's hard for you to actually get the time to fix people's random issues, right? Run SSR country. What does that even mean? The Soviet state. What? Various bugs with SKU. There was another one that was really good. Let me find this other one. It's on my phone actually because I was reading these last night. We need to get some more examples of how to be a good open source steward because I think it's very important. It's very important for all of us to learn how to be a real open source steward here. Okay. Give me a second. It was somewhere. Oh man, what is it? Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. There's an archive version. This is the one that I just saw. Here we go. There you go. This one was also really, really good. The function UTF-8 to Unicode defined in the file has removed the original developer's license statement. Side-by-side comparison to the file found here seems to indicate that this code is being reused without attribution. And the code originally belonged to Mozilla. And he just said, fuck off. He closed it. He's like, fuck off. I'll give a shit about your copyright notice. Hi, Daniel. I'll be contacting Mozilla shortly, son. Nice to see that fuck off is an appropriate response to the licensing issue. I love this guy. He's my favorite developer in the entire world. And this is sort of like the extreme version, right? Like people today, I've been seeing a lot of this on TikTok. A lot of people are starting to rag on the Gen Z for doing the Gen Z stare, right? A lot of people are ragging on these basically newly fresh adults, doing the Gen Z stare where they don't really want to put up any pretenses, right? But we've been doing that for a long time. Like this guy is probably a boomer by now because everyone that I know that has worked in PHP is either like a late millennial like me or a boomer. So it's like because we're all old. Like all of us are just old people. So he's not unhinged. He's tired. Exactly. He's not unhinged. He's just tired. Like that's exactly it. He's just tired of the world and all these dumbasses asking him stupid questions, right? But however, again, like it just because. Like it's the same mindset of like a child, right? Like just because a child asks you a stupid question doesn't mean you can tell them to fuck off. You know what I mean? It'd be funny. Don't get me wrong. It'd be really funny if your child asks you, "Dad, how come I can't drink this or eat this?" And you say, "Fuck off." Like it'd be really funny, but you can't do that, right? In that same vein, you probably shouldn't do it with people in public or just like other people as well, because feelings matter within these things, and you don't want to have a reputation. A reputation matters that is separate from your product, but also the reputation doesn't really matter. You can kind of like brute force your way through it. But what I'm trying to say is, you have the ability to leave a mark in the world, and you don't need to do this. Daddy, why is the sky blue? Fuck off. Fuck off. Oh, you fuck off. Or I should have never given birth to you. But the reason that I like to bring this up is because of the comparisons to the Gen Z stare, right? We've been doing this for a very long time. And did you know about the Gen Z stare? Because I did some research last night. So this is another thing that I'm going to go deep into, okay? Some of my daily learnings. Basically, every time I stream, it's a way for me to annoy you instead of somebody else. Because I get really deep into certain topics and I can't help myself. And I have to like tell someone about what I found, okay? The Gen Z stare is apparently a real thing, but it's not because they're confused about things or because they don't want to do things. It's because they're judging you and they're exasperated and they're kind of tired of dealing with you, even though it's a fairly straightforward sort of setup, right? The best one that I saw, what's weird is that there's no recording of a Gen Z stare in real life. So, and I've never had the Gen Z stare. So I don't know what to do. Even better to tell the child to read the Sky Manual. Yes, the Sky Manual. Well, I mean, if you do that, then your child will probably be like broken in some way. The fucking Sky Manual. They might be very upset at some point because if you tell a child to do something like that, they're going to keep on trying to find this thing for the rest of their life, and they'll never be able to find it, right? But I've never seen the Gen Z stare. I don't know if any of you have seen the Gen Z stare, or if any of you have an example of a real Gen Z stare. I've never seen an example of a real Gen Z stare, and I don't really know what to do about that because I wish I could get a real example of it, because the Gen Z stare to me is being recreated on TikTok for people to get an idea of what it is. But I don't know how accurate that is and how much of my impressions of it are because it's a recreation, it's a reproduction, and that carries with it a certain bias, right? As far as I know, the Gen Z stare is and the best video that I saw on it was a person, being annoyed that the customers who were coming into the restaurant didn't look at the sign saying, "Wait for the host to seat you." And so they gave them the Gen Z stare and the pause to be like, "You're an idiot. I'm not the person to help you with this. Bye." But that's a bias. That might be a Gen Z person who's actually good at what they do. And there could be Gen Z people who really are just exacerbated, who don't know how to act in a social circumstance. And so they just do nothing. Hello, Chad. Oh, Chad. Aren't you an open source maintainer? Hey, can I dox you for a second? Well, I'm not doxing you. Your profile is public. Wait, is this you? I don't think this is you. What the hell is your name on this? What is it? Zen browser horizontal tabs. What code? No, I want like repos. How do you search on this shit? You're Mint Design? Why did you do this? Why did you make multiple versions of yourself? What the fuck is wrong with you? Anyways, github.com/Mint Design. Oh, is it because Mint was taken by the Fox person? So you're an open source maintainer because the Mint domain is 5K? There's no way. Domain registrar. Cloudflare domains. Here we go. Search domains. Do I have to log in? No. Okay. No, it's $15 if you want like a shitty one. It's $15 if you want like a shitty one. Any offers, Blush? It's not available because it is registered already. Yeah, I know that. I'm trying to buy it. Wait, you can be Mint Clothing. You can be BB Mint. You can be Mint Net. You can be MS Mint. Wait, isn't that the Gune song? Wait, Chad, isn't this the Gune song? That is the Gune song. Listen to the song. Okay, now listen to this. Now listen to this. It's the same song. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. Just go to mint.com. I'm scared of viruses. Mint.com. Huge domains! Huge domains! What is huge domains? This has to be like a fake website, right? Wow, it's for 5,000. Wait, is that a one-time payment or is that every year? I always wonder about these sites because it's like, how do these sites exist and why do these sites exist? Because who actually buys domains from these websites? Genuinely. I've always wondered this because these like how do I know that that the Stephen Pollard and Michael Karist are actual people? A few years ago it was 3K. Well, you like looks like you're out of luck. Inflation has also hit the domain market. So is it a one time payment lump sum or is it what is huge domains? Huge domains. HugeDomains.com. 30 Google reviews. 30 Google reviews. Okay. Terrible customer service. I'm trying to contact sales in regards to a domain for 3 days straight, over 10 phone calls a day, on hold for 4 minutes every call before the system auto ends the call, forces you to leave a voicemail and never calls back. Do the math. Before you purchase a domain, they will send you an email 24 hours. Okay, I need to turn off the like Guna thing because it's starting to like break my ears. I can't think with the Guna thing. Probably that plus something a month, a year. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But they're being like dodgy about how much it really costs you to like have this have this domain for like a certain period of time. They will send you an email 2 to 4 hours after you buy with the domain detail, but after you buy, they change their word to 24 to 72 hours. Why deceive people and potentially diminish their trust on you? I don't know how a company like this can exist and live with themselves. It's a perfect example of a practice that is legal but 100% immoral. If you have a domain name and forget to renew it, they'll buy it for a few dollars and offer to sell it back to you for thousands. How can they even advertise customer service? They probably only make money by selling domains back to huge corporations with no doubt the person in charge of renewing never getting fired. But it's getting fired. It's so sad for small businesses. The ethics behind this business model is downright shameful, preying on people who don't know any better and then extorting at insane multipliers. After reading the reviews, I was super nervous. This guy is a bot. 100% Jose Torres is a bot. Are you a bot? Wait. Go Boston Shuttle. Bob, great experience. Bob is the nicest person ever. What is a shuttle? Winston Airport and Cruise Limousine. Caridad's food truck. Sullivan's Barbecue. A must when you're in Chicago. This person has to be a bot. Easy and transparent transaction. The negative reviews are mostly about people losing their domain. If you don't pay up, you lose the domain. That's how the domain system works. The company just buys up, uses unethical methods and bots to steal domains. Huh. That means UCC, I bought an expensive domain. They transferred it immediately to a Namebrand account. Wow, this is, okay, well, I can't tell if they're real or not. But apparently they are real enough for you to actually buy stuff like that. Yeah, domain buyers like that are bottom tier entities, even worse than gambling websites. I see that you've been trying to get this domain for a very long time. I see that you've been suffering trying to get this domain for a very long time. Well, that's why. Why do you think I made my username the way that it is, right? Why do you think I made my username the way that it is? Nobody cares about the medieval word for licorice. Nobody cares about the medieval spelling for the word for the candy licorice. So I can buy it for cheap. Anyways, if you're since you're an open source maintainer of the forbidden horizontal tabs, you should do this. Tell people that they're banned and then tell people to fuck off. You need to be more open about your feelings. This is for you. You need to be more open about your feelings. You only own mintdesign.com. You sure you own this? I don't know if you own this. Oh, at least you have Car Guesser. Oh, it's not live though. Oh, I see. So is it coming soon? Is it coming soon? Like my website? Is it coming soon? This is a Toyota. This is a Honda. This is a Mercedes. This is a BMW. This is a Lotus. This is a Peugeot. This is a Aston Martin. This is a Audi. This is a Volkswagen. This is a Volkswagen. You were wrong. This is a Cadillac. Oops, sorry, Cadillac. This is a Ferrari, Dodge, Ferrari, a Maserati. This is a Maserati from 1992, from 2009, from 2018. Wow, from 2018. The model is the coupe. The model is the spider. No, that's not the spider. The model is the Gran Turismo. Why is it Gran Turismo? The model is the Ghibli. B rank. Good game, chat. Very good game that you made here. It will be out when the first Snow Job is out. Okay, but if I get Snow Job, can we have to collaborate. We're gonna have to collaborate, okay? I'll give you a timeline and daily status updates. And when I get my website up, or when I get Snow Job 1 done, you also have to get your website up, okay? Are you down to do like a WebRing style or like a DevRing style accountability thing? We can co-work in we can all of us can join a remote working session, and we can all work together on our pieces of tech, and then we'll deploy it at the same time. That way, we eat each other's market share. It's even on the DLE list website. Okay, what's funny is that you say the DLE list website. I don't know who the fuck this website is, because I've never seen this website in my entire life. The Oxbot. Hi, I'm Oxbot. This is my spot on the web. I love games and puzzles, and I curate a collection of 300 dailies. Because it's like, I don't know who this is, but also congratulations, because they like your game. A collection of the best DLEs I've come across. Good job, chat. You've somehow hit the peak. DLEs of the week. Quintalist, card board game, chess.com daily puzzle, chess guesser, Chessler? Guess today's entire opening sequence. No, that's boring. Given a snapshot, guess the next. No, that's boring. Solve the daily chess puzzle. That's boring. Echo chess. Solve the chess puzzle. Get the capture. Nah, that's boring. Live chess daily puzzle. Mahjong handle. Mattel. Pokal. Puzzmo. You'll finish mint design in a few weeks. You need to get a real job after all. I swear you have a real job. Don't you have like multiple real jobs? Aren't you also a contractor? What's crazy is the myth and the meme of Twitch viewers not having jobs is absolutely shattered, because somehow everybody in this chat, that like every single one of you has a job. We have like a tutor and like a linguist. We have like a web designer. We have like a security person. Like we have all flavors of people here. Like all of you have jobs. But everybody says that Twitch viewers are like sweaty basement dwellers. But I'm like, you could be a sweaty basement dweller and still be a productive member of society. Those are not real. Why are they not real? Is it because you hate your boss? Where is your Cardle? What's your thing called again? Is it Cardle or is it Car Guesser? Car Guess. Oh, it is! It's new! Vehicles! Wait, okay, did they email you when they added this? Do you get like an email being like, congratulations, your game has entered the vaunted halls of the greatest DLEs in the world. Welcome to the Guinness World Records of DLEs. Or do you just Google the name of your game every single day? Like, are you there every single day? You submitted it. You submit a collection of the best DLEs I've come across, but you submitted it? This is a lie. This is a lie. I have to take a quick call. It's my wife. Who said hi? Who said hello to my wife? Which one of you said hello to my wife? She's my wife. Sorry about that. Anyways, yeah. So now that we know the lie, is that you submit your own game. This isn't like a real list. This person doesn't curate the list. This is a collection of the best DLEs I've come across. Like, no, buddy, anybody can submit a game to you. Like, what? This has to be real. Like this. Well, he accepted it. Well, yeah, but like, I think he accepts anything, man. There's 500 of them. Making a game is hard. So having 500 of these makes sense. That there's only about 500 of these. Suggest a game. Suggest a game. Is there a fun game? Wait a minute. Make it anonymous. Did you let them know that it's your game? Did you? Okay, be honest. Be honest. We won't judge you, but be honest. Did you tell them that it's your game? Or did you just submit it without even telling them that it's your game? What did you do? Did you make an anonymous suggestion? It can't be your game, by the way. Hey, I found this cool website. I found this really cool website. You might love this website. It's so cool, and I really like this like game. And the person who made it is really hot. So can you actually try this game out? Thanks. Oh, that's good. That's really, really good. What's crazy is I'm surprised you didn't do it in the form of a PR. Because I feel like doing it in the form of a PR is a power move, right? Because if you do it in the form of a PR, they have to publicly say no to you, which I think has a lot more friction towards it. And so I think you can force someone to add your DLE game by way of forcing public social interaction, which is typically an anxiety in these one. Removes all the DLEs as only your own. Well, we know that this is biased. You know, it's like those websites or those people that say like, "Oh, I'm not sponsored," and then eventually like the corruption case hits, and then you see, and then the corruption case says they were paid $2 million by these people, and like the people that they that paid them. It's the thing that they said that they weren't sponsored by. It's a very similar sort of pattern here, right? You present this list. What's again? Let me scroll up and let me just how do we get here? How did we get here? They said the developer of Card Guesser said it's even on the DLE list website, as if that's something crazy to like say, as if it's like, listen, I've made it to the big leagues. It's on this website. They didn't even say that they suggested it. They didn't even say that they suggested it, and then they say, I just submitted it. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, Bamboozle. I'm proud of you. You've gamed me, and so I'm not mad. I'm actually more excited that you've opened my eyes. You also showed that Google AdSense. You were in 50 cents. Pog, sorry. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm so sorry. I've had ad block on the entire time. I'm so sorry. I'll turn it off. I'll turn it off. So where are your ads? Is it supposed to be here? How come I can't get ads? Can you push an update to give me like the shittiest ad that you can possibly have? Like just sign up for the shittiest possible ad network, because AdBlock is off. Everything. Wait, maybe not everything's off. What else do I have? Extensions, uBlock Origin, 7TV. That's it. Video download helper. Why do you need this? Huh? You're just curious how much simple ads would make. Yeah. So. Did you like the results? Because everyone that I've heard try that has hated the results because you don't make any money. It's surprisingly hard to get any good tangible amount of money from ads. The best way to make money from ads that I've found is like through sponsored deals and or in the multi-million hits per day. Like it's like the amount of scale that you need is intense because of how little they pay out per click. Also learn about the ads.txt file on websites. What? Ads.txt? Like this one? With this public publisher ID and domain and relationship and certification authority? What's this? Should I be showing this on stream? It shows who provides you ads. Wait, that's actually kind of cool. How come no one's ever done this? Ads.txt. Oh, it's a donation time. Okay, well, it's is a initiative from IAB Technology Laboratory. It specifies a text file that companies can host on their websites, listing the other companies authorized to sell their products or services. This is designed to allow online buyers to check the validity of the sellers from whom they buy for the purposes of internet fraud prevention. Oh, open it on some other DLE. It has a bunch more. Okay, we have another Time Guesser has like 50 of them. That's actually kind of cool. I never realized that this was a real thing because I've only ever heard of the robots file, like either robots dot txt or something, or like robots. What's the file again? The robots file. The robots file. Yeah, robots. Do you have a robots? Are you robots? Do you have robots? You have okay. Porn. Time Guesser. Time. What's robots? Oh, it's just, it's don't worry about it. You don't need to care about the robots. Scraper thing. No. It's for you to communicate with your eventual overlords. Wow, yeah, the whatchamacallit. This is for Time Guesser. How come yours doesn't look as cool as this, eh? Wait, content owners, no other company will demand you more for you than Playwire. Get the demand you want by working with Playwire to amplify. Wait, chat, why don't you use this? Why don't you use Playwire? Might be some third party. Well, yeah, but so for sure it's a third party, but you should also do ASCII art in your ads.txt. You should do like a massive cock, like a massive ASCII cock. And I think you should do that for the sake of, I don't know, just like funniness. It's just funny. Apply now. What? Wait, you can just apply for this? Wait, why don't you apply for this, chat? You could make some money. Publishers changing content into a revenue. How about what was it? A daily golf game. This is also a really good. This one is a fantastic daily game. Do you have an ads.txt? Wow, you do. Venidus. Wait, all of them have really cool ASCII art. You only get 330 visits, buddy. Some people don't. Some people don't even get 5. Okay. Some people don't even get 5 visits. Ad tech platform for gaming. Monetize smarter with Venidus. Global monetization for publishers. Worldwide impact for brands. OPGG. Those of you who don't know what OPGG is, this is a League of Legends website. They branched out into other games, but it's primarily for you to see how people do within games like, League of Legends. So let's just search up, Tyler 1, the classic Tyler 1 of League of Legends fame, the one who flamed people. I don't know where his name is. I don't actually know which one is him. Maybe I don't know, who's like a famous Box. I don't know, does it still play? Here we go. And you can see their stats in like games, and you see like what champions are they best with? What do they play? You know what I mean? It's a pretty cool website. But I'm surprised that this is. I guess I've never really noticed because I run AdBlock. But yeah, I guess they all use this stuff. Yours has pretty much the least invasive ads. What's crazy is that your ads is so non-invasive. I don't see them. I don't see your ads. They're actually so non-invasive that there's nothing here. I don't even know if you're making money. I don't even know if you're making money. You know what you should do? Contact a car company. Contact any car company and be like, I have 300 potential buyers. Don't say that you only get 330 visits. Say that you have 300 potential buyers who might buy your car if you give me high quality assets and a sponsorship to make you the car of the day. 300 daily buyers. Okay, daily buyers implies that they'll buy the car every single day, and then when they buy like an ad slot on your website for several days and they don't see 300 purchases a day, you're going to be fired. Like, it's not going to work, okay? You can lie a little, but you can't lie a lot. You can only lie just so much in order to make money. You can't say 300 daily buyers. That's not how much money people have. And then be like, your car could be the one that people buy. Not a Maserati, not a BMW, not an Audi, but a Toyota, a Honda. And they give you high quality assets, and you do some crazy cool thing, and bam, 300 potential daily. Exactly. You have to give yourself a little legal wiggle room. It's called when you negotiate, you give yourself some legal wiggle room, and then when they say no, you go to their public GitHub and you tell them to just fuck off. Just fuck off. Any new issues? Any new issues on your thing? Working on it. 26 minutes ago. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Tab dragging. It seems like dragging can work. Buddy, this has been open since January 11th. Is this project discontinued? Any changes since many months? You know, implementing at all. And Zendev is very flat-brained. So it's, oh yeah, this is the original fuck you that I saw from my last time. Yeah. Broke this mod 5 days ago. Oh man, I just love seeing all of your daily lives. Like the things that you all do is crazy to me. Like we have one person on the side doing Anki cards while also teaching people, and they know Japanese to like the umpteenth degree, but they can't speak it nor hear it to like understand it, but they can read it. Like all of you are geniuses in your own way. Okay, every single one of you. But for some reason, it's just something funny about the fact that you're all geniuses, but you're here. It's like, why are you here? I'm gonna say this, like, by the way, very often I do need to make a form, but I need to make like a nice looking form. But does this cost money? Is it free? Born of the frustration with expensive form builders offers unlimited form submissions for free within our fair use guidelines. I'll bookmark that. Anyways, thank you for joining me on this nice little trip down how they game the system. We now know that the list of DLEs is actually fake because you can just submit your game to it. We now know that some of you have resorted to more unscrupulous means to make your name known, and I now know that I have to. Every time somebody in chat shows me something, I'm gonna ask deeper questions to try to get to a much more truthful conclusion. It had 100 stars at some point. Someone unstarred it. Now it has 99. Wait, your like thing, your like tab thing. Everyone who has a GitHub account, and by the way, I'm pretty sure this is. I don't know if this is legal. I don't know if this is. I think this might be against the terms of service. But if you have a GitHub account, go to Mint Design /Zen Mod Forbidden Horizontal tabs and start. I've started. What lists? What the fuck is this? What is this? My stack? My inspiration? My future ideas? No, I'm gonna make a new list. Chatoids. For everything my chatters have made that I want to keep track of for comedy purposes. Chatoids. You are now going on the Chatoids list. Unstar. These are removed from the list. No, sorry. It's once you get added to the list, I can't remove you. You're there forever now. I'll even watch you. What does watching mean? Never be notified, but I'll watch you. Stop ignoring. What does that mean? I'm ignoring you? Fork. You don't have any forks. Create a new fork. Don't fork that. What? Anyways, I'm gonna make sure to like dig deep, because now I know that some of you are paid actors, which is funny to me. It's very funny to me. Again, today is a day that you're going to fall asleep to, because today is a day where we're going to be playing mostly slow, boring idle games. At least as far as I can tell, they might be boring because the construction of an idle game is the antithesis of games. But that could be a lie, and these might be the best games that we've ever played that happen to use the idle game formula in order to make something interesting with them. I don't know which way it's going to go because I've never really played any of these beforehand. We're also going to be playing some Dream Daddy after. So for the music, I've chosen a playlist today that will help you get into the mood. So away from the high energy, which is going to be impossible because the moment I start talking, it goes back to high energy. And more into the slow-paced, calm, steady feeling with a couple of artists that I really enjoy. This song is, in particular, this song is really, really good. And I love the band name. The band name, and I'm not even kidding you, is called Men I Trust, which I think is a fantastic band name because that implies so much about what the state of the world is. But their music isn't what you'd expect from this type of name. Their music is this like raw, almost like beautiful, sort of emotional, soulful piece of music. But it's not soul as a genre. It's not that type of like really, really, emphasize sort of like powerful, gritty sound. It's a very softer, much more like spoken word style of a singing with a voice that really fits the style of song. I really like how the instruments play out in this song as well. Like the sea bass, I really love the sea bass in this song. So please enjoy. And also, it's a Canadian band. That's probably important in some way. That is a disgustingly good song. I really, really enjoy everything about it. One, I love the instrument choices. I think it's called a skitar or something. It's called something. A skitar. It's a keytar. I think it's a keytar, not a skitar. Sorry, I think a skitar is something else completely different. But whatever it is that like makes that wow, 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 like sound where it kind of like goes like a wow, wow, wow. It's so good. It makes it feel like it's an older style of a song, like, as if it comes from a very different time, which lends itself very well to the meaning of the song, where it's almost this reminiscent sort of style of song. I forget the exact word for it, but it's that type of feeling that you have when you look back on something and you have these like mixed feelings of like regrets and joys. It's like the highs and the lows of the memories all come towards you, never the mundane, because our memories work only off of those very exaggerated, accentuated points of our life, right? Like we don't remember the times when we wake up and we brush our teeth because it doesn't matter, but we remember the times when we hurt someone, or when we leave somebody, or if we find love, or if we made $1 million, right? Maybe that latter one is probably not as applicable to all of us, but at least in my mind, that's a pretty beautiful way to connect sort of the lyrics with the sound that's being played within the song. And then on top of that, the voice, perfect. The lead singer's voice is always a perfect fit for the type of songs that they make. What's interesting is that they're very flexible in terms of their genres as well. It's not just sad sounding songs. They even use it for songs that sound a bit happier. They use it for songs that can sound a little bit more poppy. They even use it for songs that sound a little bit more harsh. It's a very interesting construction where they found many different ways to use the singer's voice in very different genres of songs, or like types of songs. I don't even want to say like genres. Like it's hard to put these styles of songs into some sort of genre. But at least in my mind, I feel like they've done a good job of recognizing the instrumental value of that voice and using it in a way that best complements it. And the lyrics are fantastic too. It's such a slow, beautiful, almost poetic way of talking about that like common feeling that we always have when we look back at ourselves and we say we were such an idiot. And we don't realize it at the moment. It's only when you look back, and hindsight is 2020, but still it doesn't really negate the pain, right? Like it doesn't really negate the like face palm, that moment that you have. And the way that it's constructed, and the way that she sings it, even it's the way that it's placed within the song, and the way that every single line is different from the last. It feels like a piece of poetry. It's fantastic. And even the structure of the words, like if you actually look either you look at the lyrics or you listen to them, it doesn't really rhyme, but it's the structure and the way that it's sort of like laid out before you that feels like it's a piece of poetry. Like it starts with like, "Hun, please forgive me if I ever did you wrong," and then the second time it comes back, "Hun, I never meant to cheat you out of time." It's a repetition that's not rhyming, but it's a repetition of concepts. It's a repetition of structure. It's a repetition of like affectionate specifier, the thing that I've done wrong, the feeling that's there and what caused it. And it's like you see this being played back and forth. Fantastic. Really great song. They're an indie band apparently from Montreal, which is interesting. And I don't know how do you become a not indie band? I don't understand when you go from a non indie band to an indie band, because indie band is specified by, or is known for their low cost, low budget approach to music, or like just like a low like level of popularity. But I don't know if that's true, because I feel like they're pretty popular, especially when you look at how many views or like listens their music gets. So it's like, when do you stop being an indie artist and when do you just become an artist? Because I feel like they've already reached that point just in the beauty of what they've made. Hopefully you enjoy that, because I really like that song. First game we're going to be playing today is Tower Wizard. Again, this game is in a dual pack with the North Apolog. another idol game that I played the shit out of. I finally beat the game recently, actually. Fantastic little, almost idle macro game where you're generally building up your army and building up the things that they can do to deal with this rock. And you don't have to do anything particularly crazy to, like, get them to do stuff. There's no hard level of control that you usually have in like a real-time strategy game. It plays almost like a Majesty game where you just build buildings and then people come out of it and they do the things that you want them to do. And it's fantastic. So this is in a dual pack with the Norpa Apolog. I don't know anything about it. All I've heard is that it actually is a very interesting and good take on the idol genre, especially from the reviews. So I'm excited to try this one out. And I didn't just buy it because of the idol pack. I found it and I was like, this is great. And then I saw it was on sale for it, so I was like, okay, this has to be good. And I like idol games that play with the genre beyond the baseline of you wait for things to happen. Because I think Cookie Clicker as a genre showed what was possible with it, and many idle games have lost that lesson. And this game seems to have taken that lesson and gone its own way, which is interesting, at least insofar as the media pieces that they show. Give me a moment to set things up. As fun as this game is, boy, does it take a long time to get to the next spot. However, I do think that this game is fantastic, and I really enjoy what this game is doing. But boy, does it take a long time to get to the next spot. As I said before, that I have a playlist for every single game that we're playing today. And this next song is also quite a banger to me, actually. I really enjoy what this song is too. I enjoy every song that I show you. I just want you to know that. I enjoy every single song that I show you, okay? This song is a very interesting song because you may have heard this band before because I played it for you all. It's another song from Peach Pit that is sort of setting up this sort of next series of games we're going to be playing. We're going to be playing Uma Musume after. I need to make sure that the game can start fine, so you may hear some lag here and there. But this song is interesting because of the way that the lyrics are, and sort of, it's their earlier album, which had a bit more rock influence compared to their later albums, which feel much more romantic and, like, I don't know, floaty in a way, which isn't bad. But I liked the vibe that they had here. It's from the same album as Already Aphrodite. And I really enjoyed sort of the almost the weird introspective nature that they have when talking about love and romance and sort of like what it does to you and how it affects you. I really enjoyed this quite a bit. So hope that you enjoy this song too. Again, fantastic song. And even though I say that their latest stuff doesn't sound the same or I don't like it, I think their latest stuff is still actually worth it to listen to because there's a certain level of quality that you get from them that no matter what type of song they make, I think you're going to enjoy the themes put forward and the way that it sounds. Please enjoy Drop the Guillotine by Peach Pit. As I hit the play button, please hit the play button. I didn't make it. I went to make some coffee and I tripped down the stairs. And now I'm dead. Yeah, sorry about that. It just took longer than I expected. The coffee took a while to make. That song, I really like it. One, drop the guillotine is a bit of an interesting phrase. When you drop the guillotine on somebody, you chop their heads off, right? But I like how it's being used here, not as like a bad thing, but almost like a way to emphasize just how enticing the situation is and sort of how this person has sort of lost their mind when it comes to what this other person that they're spending time with is. Like, it's sort of fascinating in that way. I also like how it's used to sort of really emphasize the fact that this person has such a hold over them that they can, cut their head off, and now they're just, going along with everything that they're doing. It's a fascinating take of the song. I also really like the vibes of the song. It's sort of like a weird mix of like poppy active rock. It's hard to explain, but it feels like it's a mix in between of various different songs, and it switches between a very hopeful mood during the chorus and sort of a more somber mood during the rest of the song. And I like how it jumps between these two places that you wouldn't think would work out well, but it actually works out fairly well. IMO. Fantastic song. Again, all of Peach Pit's stuff is amazing. Their latest stuff is not for me, but it doesn't take away from the quality of their latest stuff. Their latest stuff is still extremely good. We're going to move on now into Uma Musume. Now, this is the horse game. I remember, and I'll give some context once I start the game. Just give me a moment. There will be no Dream Daddy. I'm too tired. I'm actually way too tired. I'm gonna go because I didn't realize I'd be so tired. And I thought this game, no joke, I really did think Uma Musume would be a one-off gag game. I thought it was gonna be 1 hour max. I found my new addiction game, and I will only play it on stream. It may be like it may become a daily stream game, where every single day we do a couple of churns and we just see what weird random things they get up to in their life, right? Because the gameplay is cool, but the storytelling, there's something just very nice and soft about it. It's like a very casual anime that you can watch if you want to feel good. So it's a very solid take. I'm out. I have no clue who is left because that whole segment was basically just for me. But before we go, I do have one song to play for you all. As I said before, I have a whole playlist. And actually, this playlist was supposed to be including Dream Daddy, but now that Dream Daddy is no longer there, this playlist is going to feel a little out of place, but I think it's going to be good regardless because this song is really, really nice. This song in particular is a very interesting song because you wouldn't really expect this blend of... I don't know. It's a very strange mix of sounds where it feels a bit like an electronic EDM song, but it's also got a lot of jazzy elements to it as well. And it's mixed in such a way that they both are married instead of conflicting or clashing or sounding almost comical. Like it genuinely is a pretty serious song that I think works very, very well for what it's trying to do. And I thought it fit very well as like a goodbye song, you know, to say, can I have this last dance? So please enjoy Last Dance by Leisure, a very large group of people from, I think, Australia. They're like a very large sort of electronic sort of group. The one thing about this album that I need you to all see, if you Google Leisure Vision by Leisure, they're all wearing funny glasses, and I really want those funny glasses, but I can't find them. It's such a good idea to be in a group where you have so many different diverse voices to pull from. Because if you're the only singer in your group, you only have your own voice. And try as we might, I don't think it's possible to sing in a different voice very well because it's just hard to sing in the first place, let alone in the voice that isn't your own. And then when you combine that with the fact that some voices only sound good with certain songs, it really sucks. Like, I have a problem with my voice where there's only a certain type of sound that I can even think of pairing it with. And I wish I could sing certain types of songs better, but I can't have that. But if you're in a group with other people, you can just sample their voices and all of a sudden it's really good. That song is really, really good. Again, I really like the vibe that's going for, and I really like the way that they utilize the voices all throughout. And I like how there's sort of like this like choral part, this like chorus part, as well as these solo parts. And I like how even sometimes they like dip into different genres even, right? Like it's a very groovy flow. And then when the person is singing I don't know what they call it, the like chorus or something, it goes from sounding very sort of like floaty and EDM-y or just like floaty and very trance-like into something that feels much more soulful. And then it goes back into like, you know, the classic ambient looping thing. It's a very fascinating song. I like how the song sounds like, but I especially like how they made everything sound together and how they mixed it all and produced it. That's what I'm trying to say. Solid stuff. Bye everyone. See you all tomorrow. Actually, I'm streaming tomorrow as well. Tomorrow is Dream Daddy Day the entire day, so we actually get to finish it tomorrow, as well as a bit of Wordplay, which is a game that I bought recently, which is from the Game Maker's Toolkit. It's literally roguelike Scrabble. And I've been playing Wordle in my friend's group's Discord channel, which is a global Wordle for, like, it's the same Wordle that we all get, but on Discord. It's been very addictive. So I'm excited to play that as well. Have a good day, everyone. I need to go take a shit.